Hey guys. So Essence has a bunch of new products and they're at Ulta and I've picked up quite a few things now and I wanted to show them to you and talk about them. Let's start off with the thing that I always get most excited about, and that is eyeshadows. They have fillable palettes that you can buy. They have the 4-pan palettes. The name of the product is My Must-Haves palette, and it fits 4 pans in there. And they're pretty good size. They're much larger than, say, a MAC eyeshadow or, a standard size like Anastasia or Makeup Geek or MAC or anything like that. So they're larger than an average shadow. And if you want to get a 4-pan palette that's empty, this is $3.49. Or you can get the 8-pan palette that looks like this for $4.99. This is the better deal, but if you don't think you're going to buy that many pans, then you might just want to stick to the 4-pan palette. But this, cost-wise, is the better deal. But then again, you could always put as many as you wanted to in there and leave the rest empty and leave room for expansion. So this is what it looks like full. And they come out rather easily. All you need to do is take a nail file or a letter opener or something like that and just put it in that little hole right there and just pop it out, and then they snap into place. So it isn't a magnetic eyeshadow palette, but they are in there very secure. They're not going anywhere, and this seems to be pretty well made. And what's nice about these palettes is they're not just for eyeshadows, they also make other products to go in them. They don't have a lot of choices in the color, but they have 3 blushes, they have a setting powder, they have a bronzer, and they have a highlighter. So I did get some of those things as well. Here's another one of the 4-pan palettes. So I ended up getting 2 out of the 3 blushes. I got this one right here, which is like a rose shade. And then I got this one over here, which is a coral. And then there's another one that is called strawberry, which is a little bit deeper, brighter of a shade, more like a reddish color. And then this is the highlighter, so it's a light gold. This is the bronzer, so it's a fairly warm shade. So rather than use this as a bronzer, which I did try it as a bronzer, but it's just too warm for my skin tone. So I use this as an eyeshadow, and it works really nice as a matte crease shade. So that was definitely not a waste to get that, because works really well with, tons of the other eyeshadows. So these are the rest of the eyeshadows that I got. Well, I shouldn't say the rest of, because that was a bronzer I just showed you. But so I got a total of 9. The 9th one is in its original packaging because I just wanted to show you how they come packaged. They come packaged in this little piece of cardboard, and then on the back it has the name of it. So this one is just raspberry frosting, and unfortunately it doesn't seem to come sealed, so you can just pull that cardboard apart and then remove this. So it has a plastic lid on top that just pops off. Yeah, there's no seals on this stuff, which, for obvious reasons I wish there were, so that nobody could swatch them. This one that I'm about to show you, raspberry frosting, is the only one that I'm not really that crazy about. It's a deep shade of pink. You can see where I did my little swatch in the middle there. It's got tons of glitter, this one. And I don't know, I'm not really wild about pink eyeshadow in general, but when you go past the surface of all the glitter, the actual color of the eyeshadow gets a lot deeper in color and tone and everything. And I just probably won't use this that much. But you know what this might work as? It might even work as a highlighting shade. If I was to wear like a pink blush, I could just maybe dab a little bit of this on top and use it as a highlighter. I don't know. It'd probably be too dark for that. But so you just take the plastic lid off and then you just pop this in the pan. Now I have another 4-pan palette here, so I'll show you. So you just do that and then just snap it into place like that. So very easy to pop it in and secure it, and fairly easy to remove and change them around if you want to, so you're not stuck with them. However you put them in there, you can arrange them for what works for you. And then the other shades, I haven't used every single shade yet because I've been buying these kind of piecemeal. I've been just buying like a few at a time. There are more shades above and beyond what I got also. There are the other shades that I didn't get are cooler and lighter, I would say, for the most part, or more colorful. I wanted to try to buy like the most practical ones first. This one right here is called Peach Party, and that was the first one that I got. And after using that, after I purchased it, that's what made me want to buy and try more. This is a really practical, neutral shade. All the eyeshadows come in different finishes and textures, and unfortunately it doesn't say on the package what the finish or the texture is, so you really won't know until you buy it and try it what it is that you're getting, because there seems to be glitters and satins and mattes and, you know, all different finishes. So far the only one that I didn't really like was that glittery one, but other than that, I'm happy with the ones that I've tried so far. Let me swatch Peach Party for you so you can see what that's like. So that's Peach Party. And then I bought this mauvie one. This is a matte mauve shade. That I have in my crease today. So that's Mauve-Time. And then the shade right next to it, it's got the word berry in the title. And let me grab my reference here. Okay. So, yeah, Mauvie-Time was the mauve one. And then the one next to it, which is a really deep purple, is called Black as a Berry. And this is a really, really intense shade. I dragged that along my lower lash line, and I put a little bit underneath my eyeliner on my tight line. But this is a very, very intense purple. Kind of reminds me a little bit of MAC's Shadowy Lady, like that type of shade. But loads of pigmentation there. And then if we're doing these in order, the next one would be Peach Party. And then after that is my Miss Foxy Roxy is the next one there. That's like a bronze shade. So that's like your classic bronze shade there. And that's like a frost. But yeah, they're all very different to each other. On my lids today is a shade called All I Need, and it's a really pretty taupe shade. Very, very cool toned taupe, but those are my favorites. So that's what's on my lids. And then this shade right here is called Brownie-licious, and this is a very deep, cool tone brown, I'm gonna say. Look at the pigmentation in that. But it like even leans a little bit taupe, I would say. That's a terrible swatch. Let me blend that a little bit. There we go. So that's like either a really deep taupe or a cool toned brown. And then this shade right here is called Cotton Candy, and it's a very pale pink. So that would probably work good as a highlight shade or inner corner color. I think that would look better though with cooler shadows, and I didn't really seem to get any cool shadows other than that taupe, and I wouldn't necessarily pair that with the taupe. And then this last shade is Go Goldie, and it's just a gold shade. And I have just a little bit of that as my highlight today. I didn't really want to use too much of that because the other shades are cooler, so I wouldn't usually pair a gold with that. But yet I felt like that pink was just way too cool tone for what I wanted to pair it with. So that's what I have on my eyes today, and these little pans are $1.99 a piece, and it doesn't matter whether you're buying an eyeshadow or a blush or a highlight or a bronzer. They're all $1.99. The 4-pan palette is $3.49, and then the 8-pan palette is $4.99. They're at Ulta, and I recommend them. I've been having a really good time with them, and don't know if I'm going to get any more though, because the other shades are either very cool or very bright, and these colors are more to my liking. But you never know with me. Sometimes I always feel like I have to complete a collection. I don't know why, but anyway. And then if you saw my last video, you saw that I bought the Essence Fresh and Fit Awake makeup. I have number 1 fresh, actually it's number 10. I have Fresh Ivory on today. I think in that video I used the second lightest one, number 20, was it? But I had the second lightest shade on in that video, and today I have on the lightest shade. So they're very, very similar. If you're on the fence about those two shades, you could probably get away with either one. And I was able to get the primer that went with it, the Fresh and Fit Awake primer. These have quite a bit of a scent to them, and I thought that I was getting a little bit of irritation from them, but I don't think that's what it is. I think it has, well, it has vitamin complex and cranberry water in it. So I think it has like a stimulating effect on the skin. So what I was confusing for irritation was more like a stimulation blood flow type thing. But I do really like these, and they're very, very inexpensive, and definitely fun to try. And I love that the foundation comes in a pump bottle. And I picked up one of their Kajal pencils in number 1 black. Essence makes, I think 3 different lines of eyeliners, and from what I can tell, they're all good. I do a lot of waterlining and tightlining, so even though I was using the long-lasting pencils by them, which worked fine, didn't run or move, migrate, or irritate my eyes, I thought it would make a lot of sense to try out one of the kajal ones, because that's what they're really for, are the inner parts of your eyes. And this is great too. So really glad that I got that. And then I got another one of their matte lipsticks. I had bought one maybe a year ago when I first saw them. The first one that I had gotten a year ago was number 2 in Perfect Match, which is just a very everyday wearable pinky nude type shade. And since I did like that, I noticed that they had added some colors to the line, and I got 13, which is called Out of the Box, and this is what I am wearing today. And this is like a plum shade. And what I love about this lipstick is if I put a very small amount of it on with a lip brush, it emulates Clinique's uh, Almost Lipstick in Black Honey, which I have had many tubes of throughout my life. So you can get that same effect with it, or you can just apply it directly from the bullet and get the color that's in the tube, which is more of a plum. But if you just apply it lightly with a brush or maybe even your fingertip, you can get like a berry stain. So it's very versatile lipstick, and you could use this a lot of different ways, and I'm so glad that I grabbed this when I saw it. So those are all the new Essence products that I have purchased recently, and that is it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.